Oh, okay, Mexico, New York. Darian, tell us where you are coming in from today.
I'm calling in from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And tell the people what you're doing in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because I'm sure people are like, really? Why are people in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Yeah, I'm actually originally from Brooklyn, New York, and I moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma, ultimately to relocate the business here and help rebuild Black Wall Street. But really bringing that technology angle to things and looking at how we can, work together with the ecosystem builders here, the resources here, and revitalize what was once a great legacy.
Absolutely. I always think that what happened in Tulsa is obviously sad, but the way that you guys are rebuilding it is honestly and truthfully amazing. It's a new revolution. I'm excited about it. And so, yeah, I just want to make sure you guys knew too. But as the actual slide says, it says season's greetings. We love that you all are here. We are excited that you all are here. As this being the last webinar from the Black Travel Alliance this year, we just want to wish you and your family just a happy new year. We want to say to all our creators, you made it, which is amazing. You know, all of us are creators. All of us have to think throughout the year how we're going to create our brand, how we're going to strengthen our brand, how we're going to make our money. And I just want to say congratulations. You guys have made it another year, and we are super proud for that and proud of you. This is the last webinar we'll have this year. However, I would like to thank all of you guys for just rocking with us the whole year. This webinar got the most registrations that we've had all year. So we know that this is something that you guys care about. So please, if there is something that we have not covered, don't feel don't feel like you can't tell us, like we need a webinar on this. To know that over 200 people signed up for this, we know that y'all want to run group trips, that y'all are looking for a way to make more money, or different streams of income, and we really love that. I am going to add Miss McMillan to the stage now, as well as Amber. Hi. Hey.
Hey, I'm working the camera thing. Sorry, y'all. I've been
Totally
trying to
fine.
figure this out for like 10 minutes, but
Totally fine. No worries. No worries.
Yeah.
Hi. Thank you so much for signing on. We appreciate you guys being here. So yeah, season's greetings. Like I said, one real quick housekeeping is that I want to let you guys know, as you guys might have seen in your emails, we are doing monthly office hours with BTA's resident lawyer, Christina Libbard. This is for anybody who needs just legal advice. If it's legal advice on branding, if it's legal advice on redlining your contracts, if it's legal advice on how to negotiate more, Christina is offering this hour once a month on the third Thursday at 1 p.m. every single month. So the first one will start this December. Can my guests just put yourselves on mute right fast? I'm not sure where I'm getting the feedback from. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. She is offering this every third Thursday of the month, and we're really excited about it. Some of you guys have already signed up, which I was blown away by that. Also, if you're looking for the link, you can find it in our link tree on our Instagram. It will also be posted on our website. But we're really excited just to have that here. I think I told you guys before, Christina is my personal lawyer. She has gotten me so many deals. She has helped me get a book deal. She helped me sign my contract with Nat Geo. She helped me negotiate a deal to sell a TV show to a major network. So she's really good. And just last week, she was able to secure a five-figure contract versus a four-figure contract for a BTA member. So she is definitely legit, and we would love for you guys to be able to just use her services. And again, this is why she's here. So I want to welcome all my guests back onto the stage so you can turn on your videos as well as your thank you guys, as well as your microphones. And so as you all know, this is called So You Want to Run Group Trip. And we are just so excited to have you here. And I will ask my guests to introduce themselves and just give a brief bio on who you are and what you do. And I'm going to start with Miss McMillan.
Hey everyone, can you hear me loud and clear?
It's going to be a little delayed if they say yes, but you can keep going.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So I'm Kaveen. I'm an educator still at work. So if y'all hear any announcements, I will mute myself really quick. A mom, a wife, and I just love to travel and show other people how they can do it with a family of 5. And that's just me in a nutshell.
Thank you, Darian.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. My name is Darian Watson. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Squad Trip. To date, we've powered over 7,000 trips. This summer, we recently raised $1.5 million in investment funding, been featured in publications such as Black Enterprise, Yahoo News, TechCrunch, and ultimately, we're on a mission to connect Black people to travel experiences, and my expertise is in software. So just try to stay in my lane and help the creators out there.
And I just want to clap it up right quick because 1.5 million in investments for a Black company, travel tech, that is outstanding. I'm so proud of him for that because I'm like, yes, this is absolutely phenomenal. And Miss Edwards? Oh, you're on mute.
There we go. Now, are we good? We good?
You're good.
Okay. Hey, everybody. My name is Amber C. Edwards, and I am a relocation specialist with Overseas with Ease. And I help Black people live abroad, whether it's a month or a year, or you packing up everything, you're never coming back. We got you. I've been in the process of making this program that I've created into an app as well. So it connects, so you're able to be connected with community, because that's such a big important thing about relocating abroad. Of course, you want to integrate into local culture, but you also want to maintain your sense of community and your sense of identity as well. And so I'm excited to be here because I use Squad Trip for one of the group houses that I have called the Lit House. And Lit stands for local in training. And that's what we do, is we train you on how to be a local. And yeah, so I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Thank you all. Okay, so just before we start, before we get into each individual's stories, how they got to this point, I want you guys to drop in the group chat what your biggest fear is about running group trips, or what has been your biggest hindrance, or what is the main question that you have around running group trips. Because as they're talking, we want to be able to see some of the things that you guys have been going through. Based off of your answers, we're going to ask you to answer some questions that we'll post in our polling, just to make sure that we understand what your pain points are, to understand how we can help you better, and so that we can make sure that we're answering all of your questions. So y'all can just drop those in anytime that you want to ask a question, and we're just going to move forward. So I'm going to start with Miss McMillan. If you could just tell us why group trips. Why did you choose to do group trips? And then can you also tell us what's one of the biggest challenges or fears you had running group trips and how you were able to get over that?
Okay, so for me, why group trips? I started out traveling with my family of 5, and I realized that a lot of large families didn't kind of know how to do that or maneuver around the travel. So how travel started for me was showing them how they're able to travel with their families. And it took off with me planning trips for families and putting those group trips together, and we just doing different things together. So that's really how it started. One of my biggest fears when I first started, as I mentioned, I'm an educator by heart, so I teach. So I'm used to dealing with 8 and 9-year-olds. But when it comes to adults and their personalities, it can be a little tricky. So that was one of my fears that I had. And of course, I overcame that fear by implementing some personality tests so I can see if you coming on our trip is going to be compatible or if it's going to work and mesh with what we got going on.
I love that. Okay, so some of these things in here are streamlining the process of finding reputable vendors, local contracts and travel sites. What's the best way to get people interested, confirmed? Some issues are clients that don't have the same interests or travel styles. So, what are some tips or advice that you would give to anybody running group trips just based off of the experiences that you've had?
One of the questions that would just stand out about attracting people, how you travel yourself, you're going to end up attracting your vibe and your tribe that way. So if you are an adventure traveler, if you like to relax, if you are showcasing that, you're going to attract those travelers, and those are the travelers that are going to be on your group trips. Now, when it comes to, what was the other question?
It was just advice, but some of them were saying some of the things they said, what's the best way to get people from interested to actually being confirmed? So what's the best way to get people to actually book the trips?
So for me, I do a strategic posting where I give education about the location. I highlight different parts of the country that we're going to, and whatever vendor that we are using, I try to get them to come on. And I also entice people and let them know, listen, we have a monthly Zoom. We get to know each other. We get to vibe with each other so that when we meet up, it's like a whole family reunion. So things
Yeah.
of
How early, sorry, and this is now me asking, how early do you start those Zooms from the time that you go on the trips?
Okay, so for when people, I have a registration block. So when registration block closes, that following month, we start having monthly Zoom right up until the month before the trip.
I love that. And actually, this is a really good one. Somebody says getting started in organizational tools. So, with that question, I want to ask you, why did you choose Squad Trip?
Oh my God. I was looking for something that was easy, that was a drag and drop. I can do it. My 8-year-old can do it. And I love how easy the system is. Everything, you can create a trip. I love when Darren added the fact that I can duplicate that same trip. I don't have to repeat it and do the whole thing over. So I love how it's easy for you to use. I love the whole text feature where I can just send a blast text out and it goes to everybody. So there's a number of things that I really love, but my main thing is the fact that it's easy to use, and he is so, what's the word, reachable. His If I have an issue, I just send a message on that chat and somebody get back to me in a quick, and I love that.
I love that. And so, what has been some of the feedback from people who have gone on your group trips in terms of using the platform to be able to either book the trip, to make their payments? Have you noticed anything that they've said also about either how hard or how easy it is? Because as group trip organizers, we don't want our potential clients to go through any pain points, right? We want it to be easy as 1, 2, 3, because if they can't figure it out, they're not gonna rock with us. They're gonna be like, this is too hard, and that's the money going right there. So have you heard anything from your actual any of your clients about how easy the platform has been?
Yes, one of the main things that I've heard is everything is laid out so smoothly, and they're able to go in, make their payments. They're able to get those reminders from me when I send those blast text messages out. So just the ease of registering and how everything is laid out. They don't have to go click there, down, drop there. Everything right in front of them, and it's smooth. It's a smooth process.
I love that. Now, y'all heard her say that she is in the middle of teaching. So we are going to let her go. However, if you have any direct questions for her, and you don't have to leave right now, like you can stay until 30, like you can, but
Yeah,
you don't have to leave right now. But if people want to reach out to you or if they need to find you, please let them know what's the best way to contact you.
you can reach out to me on IG at McMillan's on the Go, as well as email info@mcmillansonthego.com as well.
Thank you so much. All right, Miss Amber, I'm coming to you next, and I'm going to ask you some of the same questions. Why group trips? What made you want to do group trips?
So when I first started my overseas business, I was just like an expat coach is what I called it. And when people started reaching out to me, and I was mostly a lot of single and solo Black women, they were like, I've always wanted to live abroad. COVID was we were in COVID, and they're like, I'm working remote. I have no kids. I got no man. I have no, responsibilities. I can just pick up and leave because I've always wanted to do this. I just need a plan. And so I created the plan for them. And then they were like, okay, the plan is great, but I don't want to go by myself now. So then that's when I created the Lit House. And so I needed a way to do payment plan that was easy for me. And I was working with a travel company before that, and we were looking for a way for them to be able to use payment plan for their platform. So we had looked at a couple different companies. We got stuck sometimes where if like one of them asked for an EIN and they were a Caribbean company, so they didn't have that. One of them, it took like 30 days for the money to be deposited. We needed the money instant. One of them, you didn't even get the money until after the trip ended. So when we came up with, it was Events at a Whim at the time, I was like, oh, this is perfect because all of these things it's not a problem. So we can literally start selling now and we get the money like today, tomorrow. And just really stuck with y'all since then. Honestly, I love it for the payment plan feature because as like a new entrepreneur, I didn't have a lot of extra money to spend on QuickBooks or to really get like a lot of fees with all the other companies. So the fees were relatively low, and I like that I could put the fee on the customer instead of me having to take the L because I'm already losing money. So I'm like, I don't want to lose any extra. So that's part of the reason why, and it just made it simple for the payment plan option for the house because it is like a high ticket item. And I want to give people a chance to do the payment plan. And I liked that it was flexible. So if I had to like have a service like with Stripe, I have to put like how many payments it is. It doesn't like flex with like the number of like months that's available. So if I were to book it in January for a trip in December, it would be 11 months. But if I booked it in May, it would only be like 4 or 5, or 5 or 6. So I liked that aspect of it as well. So it gave that flexibility. So I didn't have to create new payment links every month and send those out to people.
Were there any issues that you had in the beginning? Like, I am scared to move forward, and how are you able to get through them? Because like a lot of people are in the chat saying like fears that people are going to drop out, fears that they're not going to sell out. How did you get through those fears?
Definitely. For me, I'm a back end operations person. So those things work easy. The dropout part, it really wasn't a concern because they have like what is it, like a waiver almost like situation where it's like if y'all don't pay, then you can. For me, it's just like if you don't come this one, you have to transfer it to another one, but there are no refunds because the process has started. And I like that it has that option on there. So it's just like you have the refund policy. You guys have already accepted this. If people don't show up, what I did was I don't book the housing until a month before. So I typically close the bookings up until like maybe a month and a half before. And that's when I book the housing. So I don't have to, because I have a villa. So I don't have to book that house like months in advance and put a down payment on it. If I have 4 people that stay at the house, I book a 5-bedroom. If 2 people stay at the house, I book a 3-bedroom. So that took that pressure off of me. But that doesn't, mine's a 21-day or 21-night trip versus like a weekend or a week excursion. So it's a little bit different.
I love that. And for either one of you guys, somebody had a question about pricing. How have you guys been able to set your pricing? What's a good price, or is it based off of your vendors, or how do you determine how much you want to make? What does that look like for either one of you?
Let's go, Kitty.
My pricing is based off the vendor. So it's based off the vendor. And then I look at the length of the trip, what we have to do for that trip. So there's a variety of factors in that equation, but mostly based on the vendor.
Definitely the same. Lots of spreadsheets. The vendor housing is the most expensive thing for me. And then like produce and food. For me, I try to make at least 20% profit. 30 to 40 is, I watch Shark Tank. That's a good number. So if you can make it higher, like whatever you're going to price it out, you're probably going to underprice it because it's your first time, you're feeling imposter syndrome. But like if you providing a quality experience, put that little extra on it. Like to be honest, I've only had trouble with like my lower end clients than my higher end ones. The more money, the less problems. It was weird. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go with it. So like charge your rate. Like you put time, effort, energy into researching this. That takes a lot of money to make sure that the vendors aren't gonna rip them off. Like I've had people get ripped off from housing and from drivers and everything. You don't want to be stuck on an island trying to figure things out. So that ease of mind, it pays. It's worth it.
I love it.
Sorry, I just wanted to jump in. I just wanted with the follow-up question here, just to be sure for the audience. So you're taking the cost, the all-in cost per person that you get from the vendors, and then adding 30 to 40% to that number. Is that right, Amber?
Yes.
Okay. And Kaveen, is that how you do it as well?
Yes, similar.
Okay.
And I'm just curious to know from both of you all also, because you did say why squad trip, but what was some of the other actual, I would say, ways you thought about. No, okay. I don't even want to ask that question. Never mind. I take it back. All right, awesome. So now I'm going to turn it over to Darian, and he is going to tell us a little bit more about the Squad Trip platform, what it offers, and some really dope features that I would love for everybody to consider, just because it's amazing. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you can share your screen. And all right. Do you see the thing that says present on the bottom? Okay. And please keep your questions coming, because we're definitely going to answer those as well at the end. I'm going to add his to the stage. And all right, you got to take yourself off of mute. And we're ready to rock when you are.
There we go. Hey, everybody. For those who might have just jumped in, my name is Darian Watson. I'm the CEO, founder of Squad Trip. We powered thousands of trips, raised over $1 million in funding. Whole purpose of building Squad Trip is really to empower creators and curators to do what they love, which is connect people through travel experiences. And actually got started helping a friend plan a trip that was, dozen or so people, then ballooned into 50 and then 200 and then 500. And ultimately, like what the glue was that kind of held everything together, this complete rocket ship, was the fact that we were able to quickly build software. So I wanted to roll that out to all the other creators out there who are going to other places that we weren't going to go to, that whether it's a month-long expat trip, whether it's a family of four that wants to travel, people who want to experience all the different parts of Africa, Asia in here. Yeah, we couldn't service everybody, but ultimately we wanted to build a platform that just made that really easy. And most recently, we actually just launched a marketplace for trips. So to help you all who have your own group trips, we're going to be promoting those trips and helping driving sales. But just to kind of get right into it, when I think about what the moving parts are when it comes to like running group trips, obviously the why is making money doing what you love. If you weren't here, you wouldn't be here if you didn't really love to travel and spend so much time traveling. But next thing I just wanted to call out, like some people mention that they're working on their niche. The riches are definitely in the niches, whatever it is that you're good at, your audience, that what you're building an audience, and you have an audience of that maybe avid skiers or whatever it is, people who like being outdoors. You want to kind of dive into that. Also, marketing is everything. Now, Squadship focuses mostly on the software, but we actually provide the some marketing tools, and I kind of even like jump into what those tools look like. But just wanted to point that out. We're building tools, whether it's affiliate tools, refer and receive tools, so you can track additional sales, the marketplace, text message blasts, emails. Those are things that are key within the software. And I've got a treat for y'all towards the end of this that kind of speaks to how you can actually get help and assistance when it comes to marketing and even getting a mentor. But I think one of the main reasons I'm up here on this stage is to show you about the system. Squad Trip is one of the systems that you can use. A lot of people, oftentimes it's a spreadsheet, it's PayPal, it's Cash App, it's Venmo. Some people even integrate Stripe or use other tools. Squad Trip is purpose built for group trips, and it's purpose built for those who are really starting from the bottom and can get started really easily. So when you think about a group trip, there's a bunch of different moving parts, and I like to say it's usually going to take 8+ tools, whether using TripAdvisor, Airbnb, or going to the vendors directly. There's the planning, then there's the organizing, collecting money, communicating with the guests and the vendors, and then tracking that money and tracking all the communication and who's paid what and who owes what. It's ultimately a headache. What we found is that like 70% of your time is going to be spent managing back office operations. And regardless of how big of an audience you have, if you have marketing down pat, if you know where to go, if you have access to the vendors, you need to basically have the right tools to help you buy back your time so you can do more trips or you can have more vacations. But nobody gets into this to be a paper pusher. And ultimately, that's why Squad Trip was created. We take that hassle out of group travel so you can save time and make more, streamlining your booking, marketing, and payment operations. So how it works is pretty simple. You can build a trip landing page in seconds. We have a couple different templates now at this point, and building one is just easy as just basically adding all the information, the images, your colors, and all that good stuff. And if you have your own website, you're very particular about your brand, and you're a couple steps ahead, you could always embed the checkout experience directly into the platform. Now, of course, once people decide that they want to go on that trip, they've got to register, they've got to check out, you've got to grab their information, their name, email, phone number, birthday. You might even want to grab a picture of their passport, whatever registration information that you want. Squad Trip just makes that really easy for people to check out really fast and even use things like Apple Pay and get on auto billing. So that means that every month they're going to get billed automatically. They're going to get reminders, receipts, invoices automatically, and you'll get updates when the payments go through. Now I'm gonna go through this really quickly, but I did want to spend some time and jump into an actual demo. And I think Marty, if you could help me out, if there's any questions that come up, feel free to stop me and I can redirect myself when we get into the demo.
Gotcha.
So of course, once you got those sales going, and like McMillan's on the go, you're having these monthly sessions that are building the hype for the trip experience, making sure people go. You've got to track your dashboard, make sure that you know how many registrations, deposits, paid in full, who's canceled, and all that good stuff. Whether it's promo codes, building affiliate tracking, automated email reminders, or even scheduling emails that you want to go out. The dashboard is basically going to have all that stuff for you. So I'm going to actually stop sharing and jump into another screen. So bear with me a second here.
No worries. Dr. Nadine was saying that being organized is essential, and she's right. It is essential, and a lot of us don't have that ministry. Organization, I know it's not my ministry, so having somebody else to do it, amen. Okay, I'm adding this up to the stage. Okay, Amber fills me with that also. So, okay, you're free to go, friend.
Sure. Just wanted to show you what like some of the trip pages look like. So I just built out two. Aspen with Alexis coming up in about a year from now. You get to basically add all the details, list what's included and what's not. And then we've got it again, it's a template. So you just have to fill in the blanks. We walk you through that step. If you're missing something, you're going to go through that process and you're going to ultimately see what you're missing. We'll prompt you for it. And it just makes it so much easier, especially if it's your first, second, fifth time doing group trips. If you don't have a playbook, we do. And of
Nikki,
course,
oh, sorry.
sorry, again,
Nikki asked, can you pay suppliers from this platform?
not yet. So money is collected to you directly, and ultimately you have to pay the suppliers outside of the platform. But that's something that we're working on for 2024. But I won't spend too much time in showing you this landing page. But effectively, you get to really easily build out your itinerary with as little or as much information as you want. And then, of course, the package options, along with the location, some information about your business, and then the frequently asked questions so that the travelers who visit the landing page ultimately have all the information that they need to go ahead and go through that booking process.
And when it says that contact the trip organizer, it just shoots them an email straight to whatever email they use to create this.
Exactly. And the link goes to their website as well. Sometimes people just want to know who they're traveling with. They want easy access to contact the organizer. But we try to, I guess, alleviate some of those questions if it's basically related to the, I guess, details that are on the page or anything software related. We can jump in and answer those questions for you.
Yeah, Miss Casey made a wonderful comment, and I love her comment because this is why I love Squad Trip. So she says, this looks good for setting up retreats too. And I'm like, and destination weddings and bachelorette parties. And when you and 3 of your girlfriends are going to Vegas for the weekend and you just need to collect all the money and have it in one place. And I mean, this is your business, so I'm gonna let you to respond to that. But Miss Casey, absolutely, that's what excites me about the platform. Like, it's not only group trips, it's anything you need to collect money for. And for me personally, I helped my cousin get married in Jamaica, and I got them uncles who don't use any type of social media, who don't use the messaging apps, and even trying to get them organized just to be able to go was a headache. So having something like Squad Trip alleviates that. And it's not just group trips, it's any type of trip. But okay, like I said, I'm gonna shut up. This ain't my business. So go ahead, Darren.
Yeah. Speaking of retreats, I pulled up a demo of a retreat page as well, just to again show you the full breadth of the product. It can be used with so many different use cases. Actually, I'm flying out of the country tonight. I'm getting married on the 15th in Dominican Republic, and we got 100 people going. And we basically manage the whole entire trip experience for collecting money, reservations, shuttles, communication, all that stuff for my wedding through the platform.
And congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so I know it was mentioned that I'm always available. I won't be available for the next couple of days, but the rest of my team will, and I'll be back next week to answer any questions. If somebody wants to jump on a demo, send me an email or even like click on this chat button. You'll see that there's always somebody available, including myself.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, you guys, I know, excuse me, that there's still some more questions left. So I'll ask you to start dropping them in the chat because we have just around 20 minutes left for you to ask anybody a question that you have, especially if it's something that we did not answer. But also, the other thing that I want to know is because I was telling Darian, I was like, we only have an hour to talk through all of these things. So if you guys are interested, Black Travel Alliance can do a specific demo day for our community so that Darian can go through the back end of the platform a little bit more. We want to make sure that we are answering all of your questions that you have because, again, this is so you run on group trips. But one thing that I want you to also talk about, Darian, is the different ways that people can make money on the platform that are outside of just running group trips. So if you can explain that to them, because y'all, again, we trying to get to this bag to 2024. We was trying to get it in 2020, 2021, 2022. We'll be trying to get it forever. And you don't only have to run group trips in order to make platform for this. I mean, or in order to make income from this platform, there are other ways. So go ahead, Darian.
Yeah. So obviously one of the main ways is to launch your own group trip end to end. But there's a couple other ways you can actually become an affiliate. And if I go to, I didn't have this up. Um, but this is the marketplace, and ultimately we're displaying like 80 or so trips. But if you find trips that resonate with you, with your audience, you can actually pick out the trips that you want to promote. And ultimately how it works is you'll get a link to promote your trip experiences, and you can actually make money for promoting those trips. And just wanted to show you how we track it. So in the affiliate section, as an organizer, you can effectively basically create an affiliate, whether it's an influencer, a blogger, someone with an audience who they know that their audience resonates with that trip, and basically create them as an affiliate. So you would go through the process of assigning one or more trips to them, choosing whether it's a fixed amount of $250 or whatever it is that you want to put, or a percentage of the sale. Basically what happens is um, the you'll be able to effectively track all the sales. So will they. You'll know the gross revenue, the commission earned, and the number of bookings. So it works for both the organizer and the affiliate who doesn't want to necessarily go through all the steps of building out their own curated experience, but they want to partner with others who are doing it. So we want to sort of connect the dots and connect, yeah, basically connect all the dots. And since I know that some people here are actually uh, content creators themselves or influencers, if y'all want to partner with us, I think we're definitely looking for partners to kind of get the word out, not just the platform itself, but the marketplace. So if there's anything you like and you have some ideas, please reach out to us and we can work.
I absolutely love this affiliate part because, like, for me, I go to Trinidad Carnival every year, and people will ask me, like, "Oh, can I go with you?" And I'm like, "No, because we already paid for everything." However, if there's a Trinidad Carnival one, which I saw earlier, there is now. I, as a content creator, can say, even though you can't travel with me, there's a group going, there's 100 spots available, and then if I link to it in my profile, then I get money from that, which I absolutely love. $1 million question, Darian. They saying, what are the costs associated with using this platform?
So Squattrip is free to use. You can build out a trip. You can set up payment plans. You can build out as many trips as you want, as many packages as you want, set up add-ons, registration questions, all that good stuff. Even take advantage of the FAQ and legal aspects. And it is free to use. Now we do charge a processing fee. What's cool is that processing fee can be paid by the traveler, but we just tack on an additional 4% at checkout, or it can be I'm trying to find it, but it can be paid by the traveler, or it can be paid by the organizer. And by that, what we mean is you just have to type in exactly how much money you want to receive for your trip, and we'll actually calculate what the traveler pays. And in any case, the traveler is only going to see what they pay. They're not going to see the fees. So again, it's free to use, and we charge a 4% transaction fee. Now, I think there's some additional features that you, as a budding travelpreneur, might want to get access to. One is determining who pays the fees. Others is design and branding. So if you want to effectively change your colors to whatever it is to match your logo. If you also want to be able to send scheduled messages and text messages and stuff like that, and get preferred access to our team, those are things that go under the premium version of Squad Trip, and that is $69 a month. But we actually got an offer in store for you. Marty, should I tell them now or should I wait?
No, you can tell them now. And this is why We love BTA because we are always gonna make sure that we get y'all some type of discount or deal to be able to use things and actually choose for yourself whether or not this is the best for your brand. But I asked Darian to put something together for all of you guys, just so you guys can test it out and see how everything is, and you can go ahead and tell them.
Yeah. So again, it's free to use, but if you want all the power features, I've only named a couple of them. It's a long laundry list. We probably would need the full demo to even walk through all those features. But product is normally $69 a month. With the partnership with BTA, it's actually going to be a free month of the platform. Plus, it is $20 off each month for the first year. Again, I think we'll share out that promo code because I don't remember it off the top of my head. But if anybody who I guess has joined this whole webinar and everything like that, you'll receive information via email. Oh, I know there were some other questions about vendors, pricing, attracting customers. I forgot to almost mention, I like one of our customers that we have a partnership with. I don't know if you've heard of them. It's Ashley from Melanin on the Map. She has a community of over 500 travel planners that she's basically gotten them the designation for as a travel agent, so they get perks. Also has a training program so that you can basically walk through her 5 or 10 step process, meet with her on a weekly basis, and ultimately make your first $10,000 on your first group trip. Basically everybody who goes to that program also gets access to Squad Trip. And I just wanted to share with you all that offer. And it's actually, you know what? I have to share another screen so y'all can actually check it out. So, but effectively, with that offer, you can get Squad Trip Premium for even lower than $49 a month. It'll actually be it'll be half off and paid for the year. And it also, can y'all see my screen?
They can now.
Okay, cool. My fault.
It was me, no worries.
Yeah, and I can't find it. Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay. So no, we can't see the screen that you're working in right now. Right now we see a Squad Trip.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to share this screen.
Okay.
Can y'all see this special webinar bundle offer?
Yes.
So effectively, Squad Trip will come out to less than $49 a month, and it's an annual subscription. And one of the main things I wanted to call out is that 30-day course, earning 10K on your first group trip. She normally sells it for $497. It's half off. And then there's a bunch of other things here: free travel website audit, 1 hour free trip build out assistance. Comes out to $1,000+ package. It's only gonna be $639.99, and you can sign up now by going to squadtrip.com/offer or scanning that promo code right there.
Awesome. Thank you. And some more questions. So Dr. Nadine asked, the page can be embedded into the booking tab of her website.
Yes, it can. Page can be embedded into the booking tab of that website. And I'm actually going to go back so maybe I can show you what that looks like. So assuming that you fill out the basic details, which is pretty easy, itinerary, packages, add-ons, you got to fill all that good stuff out. When you come to the preview and publish page, once you've actually published your trip, you'll see a preview of that landing page. But it sounds like what they're looking for is the embed code. And ultimately, you can even change the colors, again, to match the branding. And you copy this and you paste it onto your website ultimately. So what will show is just this section right here, the package options, not the rest of it. And I think sometimes people, rather than embedding it, they might want to just put buttons on the website. And so we even have the button option. You select which option that you want on your website, and you copy that checkout link and create a button for your website.
Gotcha. Thank you. Also, Hazel asked, is there a cost associated if you just want to post your trip on the marketplace page?
So it is free to post your trips on the marketplace page. Now, but the way that you get your trip on the marketplace page is by building out a squad trip page. And so long as you've got this filled out where it says yes, it'll end up on that marketplace.
I love it. Awesome. And as you guys know, like, well, maybe you guys know, maybe you don't know, but 40%, 46% of Black travelers are solo travelers. So oftentimes the main thing we hear about, because as we all know, as Black travelers, safety is really, really a big thing for us. So yeah, somebody wants to travel to Iceland, but not alone, right? But none of their friends want to go. They mama don't want to go. Their cousins and them don't want to go. But if you are going, then they can possibly find that in that marketplace. I love the marketplace because y'all know how I feel just about Black travel in general, right? And to see all this Black travel excellence all in one space, traveling all around the world, and then saying, here is an opportunity for you to do it too. I just adore it. Another question that somebody has, and Amber and Ms. McMillan, you guys can answer this. They say, how much time do you give yourself to promote and market a trip? How many months out?
Comfortably for me, I like to do at least about 12 months. That way it gives me at least about 11 months at maximum of payment plan, maybe 10 months, because I may cut it off 2 months before. And that makes the trip around, $400 a month, which I feel like is good. I think when you have something that's over like, $3,000-$4,000, having a $600-$700 a month payment may be steep, just depending on who your target audience is, though.
For sure. And Nakia has a question. She said, what marketing tips do you have?
Influencer marketing. Honestly, I feel like that's been the most successful that I've had. I'm not a marketer. I'm an operations person. So that is not my strength. So I partner with, just like you guys said earlier, I would partner with another organization. I partner with people, influencers who desire to live abroad, and they already have people, or people who live abroad, and they have people reaching out to them saying, hey, I want to live where you live. And they're like, I don't move people. But you know who does? Amber. So that's been the most successful for me. And DMing people on Instagram as well. So really building your audience and having lots of communication with them.
When you say DMing people, it's like based off of people who are just like engaging with you?
All of my followers, madam.
Wow.
And when I DM, I'm the actual person DMing them, because we actually have conversations in the DMs, because not a lot of people, it's kind of scary sometimes to move abroad and they don't have a lot of people in their circle who do. So it go down in the DMs. They would be, yes, I've always wanted to do this, but so and so. I was like, girl, you need to blah blah blah. Don't leave that man. Get this together. all that kind of stuff. Not all the time. But yeah, it's so literally just building community with your people, because it's a big investment, and if they're gonna, especially a lot of people don't even travel, so you may be their first group trip that they've ever done, the first time they've ever left the country before. That's scary, because a lot of people are behind them, especially, oh, what about the cartel? What about that? They're going to snatch you. There's a lot of people who haven't traveled who are going to try to stop you from doing it. So you want to build community. And this is great that you can, see different trips, see different people going, invite your friends to go. So that way you guys don't have to plan anything. It's like, oh, there's already a trip that's already planned. And we see everything, the who, what, when, where, why, and how. So we have all the information that we need to go with it.
Are there any other questions that people have? I just want to throw my screen up there right quick so that you guys can get that BTA code. It's also in the excuse me, in the chat, but that code is BTA 2023 for you guys to get that off. For all of you guys. Oh, Kaveen, did you have anything else you wanted to say in terms of some of the questions that they asked? Sorry, I wasn't sure.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
One of the things I wanted to piggyback off of what, um, sorry if I butcher your name, but
Amber.
it's a traction marketing for me. I find that when I provide my audience just snippets of information about the location, and me personally, I don't plan trips to places that I haven't been to. So those are the places because I've been there. I'm able to give them snippets of information and details about that, and that kind of pulls them in a bit, and that works wonders for us.
Awesome. Nicole asked Nikki asked, when does the code expire? And this is going to expire on Friday. So what I suggest, because the platform is free, for you to go ahead, do your profile, still use this, and then play around in it. I think most of you guys, if not all of you guys, for the ones who have already released group trips, the other ones who are going to release group trips are probably going to do it around January. So definitely get into that back end and use the different features, see what you like, see what you don't like. Have some people, if you have like a New Year's trip coming up, go ahead and create your trip, have your people use that, use all the features, the text message features. Like Darian said, he will be away for a few days, but he's coming back. And if you want to reach out to him directly, also just to ask him like, hey, I noticed this and that, can you walk me through the process? That's going to be available. I'm going to have to talk to Darian after this to see when we can do the demo day. However, I'll try to do it before the end of this year, so it's fresh on you all's minds. One last question, because we do have to sign off at 1, but what makes vendors seem legit?
I test them out beforehand before I recommend anybody personally, just because I want to know that you have the seal, the amber seal of approval. You can match my bougie, then we good.
I love it. Samia, I think I'm saying that right, has great questions. She says, the squad trip issue the group trip operator a W-9 for all the money that is collected. And then she asked, what about the legal requirements of some states requiring travel sellers to have a travel agency certificate?
Those are great questions. To answer the first one, so the payments are processed through Stripe as a payment processor, and when you either create a Stripe account or link your existing Stripe account into SquadTrip, Stripe will be responsible for providing you with that W-9 for all the money that's collected. And second question, what about legal requirements of some states requiring travel sellers to have a travel agency certificate? Short answer is I don't know. Squad Trip is not operating as a travel agency ourselves, and I mean I can't give y'all advice on what to do and what not to do, even though technically I'm the type of person to ask for forgiveness, but that might not work for everybody. So I will say y'all might want to actually tap into that webinar that's coming up and ask a lawyer for that part, or you can partner with the travel agent that does have a travel agency designation and certificate. I think it's I don't know, Samia, if you know what states that is. I know California is one that requires it. Not sure what the other states are though.
Florida also.
Okay.
Awesome.
I
All
think the
right,
other one was
guys.
New York.
Sorry. And then New York. Awesome.
Okay.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining us today. Do not forget that is BTA 2023 is your code. This is how you can find our guests outside of this, but we will also be downloading this and publishing it to YouTube tonight. So it is always there for you to have it. Just as we get off, can you one more time to my guests let people know how they can find you, where they can find you, and we will talk to you guys soon. I'll start with you, Darian.
Oh yeah. Thanks everybody. You can find me at My Squad Trip on Instagram, or you can, if you want to check me out on LinkedIn, you can search my name Darrien Watson on LinkedIn. Be happy to connect with you all.
Thank you, Amber.
Y'all can reach me on Instagram at Overseas with Ease, and definitely check out the website overseaswithease.app.
Thank you, Kaveen.
Hey, you can find me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. McMillan's on the go.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, and happy
Thank
holidays
you.
to you. Bye.
Bye.